Okay, so I wanted to make sure that we start from the beginning and talk about uh, this type of training when it comes to SIEM. SIEMs are our security event and um, information management systems. So this is going to record all of the different tasks, processes, failed processes, completed processes, anything that goes on a computer or on appliances. It will record that information. It relies on the logs that are being sent back and forth. So, as a security engineer or a analyst, or anybody getting into cybersecurity, being able to have some type of uh, experience, or at least being able to click around in this type of product, this tool will be beneficial to you moving forward. Okay, so Splunk is going to be one of your favorite tools to work with. And the reason why I say that is because they give a 60-day free trial. They also have it for a 30-day trial for cloud usage. So if you don't have enough room on your computer to download Splunk Enterprise, you can always use the cloud version and get the same results. But for the meantime, the only thing you need to do is just go to splunk.com, sign up for their trials and downloads. You can use your regular email address, some personal email address in order to get access to it. And then you want to make sure that you download the Splunk Enterprise for the trial version. So I want to go through on this video and download that and work through actually installing it so we could take a look at it. All right. So let's go. Once you get signed in, you want to go and you want to download the latest version. Now, if you're watching this in the future and you see 10.5 or 10.6, it's all good. Just take whatever version that you get there. You want to pick the proper OS that you have. So if you have a Windows computer, we want to take this MSI. If we have a Linux machine, we want to take um, these versions that we have here. Okay. But if we have a Apple computer, all right, you want to take this DMG here. All right. I have a Windows, so I'm going to go ahead and download, and I'll see that it starts that download here into my downloads folder. It's going to go through the terms and conditions to tell me everything of how I should stay as a user using this particular product for free. Um, Now, if you get to the spot here and it doesn't automatically download, you can always just go here and click on this try here download. And if y'all seen it, it kind of popped up over here in my downloads folder and started to download automatically. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait till that, go ahead and download, and then we'll take a look at it once it completes. Now I'm gonna bring up my Internet Explorer. I'm sorry, my File Explorer, and we'll go to the downloads folder. And we'll see whenever you see an empty file like this, that means that it's still trying to download and complete the download. It should change the icon after it's finished downloading. So something else is downloading. Still 16 seconds left. All right, 0 seconds. Let's see if we can. It's thinking about it. Checking for safety. That's a good sign. So it does a security check just to make sure that we have the version that we pull from here. So it does that integrity check for us. That's always good. And you can see that now, well, it's gone now. So we go back up here, get it from here. All right, so I clicked on it to start it. All right, so let's run through this wizard in order to get it installed. So we want to check this box to accept the license agreement. Okay, we're going to do that. And notice this, that it prompts you to go ahead and click that next button, but that next button has a shield beside it. This is normally going to indicate that you're going to have to put in a username and password for the user access control that's on your computer. Okay, more than likely is going to have the same thing on a Mac where you're going to have to put in some type of elevated privileges to install this particular software. Now, in order to get to the login page on your Splunk, you need to put in the username that you're going to use. I'm going to use my first name and then a password that I can remember. Please, 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 please pick a password that you can remember. All right. Because I don't want you to go through this whole thing. It installs, and then you get to the login page and you get it confused with something that you may be logged in on Splunk.com or whatever the case may be. Let me go back to this page. On this page, please make this a password that you can remember that goes along with this username. Okay? All right. You don't have to create a shortcut, but if you wanted to, you could. All right, we're going to click another install button, and you can see that the shield is there, so it's going to ask for that elevated privileges. And once you click through that, it should go ahead and start to install. Now, what it's going to do is that it'll install everything on all the features that you need. It's going to open up a default browser. So if your default browser is Internet Explorer versus, let's say, Google Chrome, then that's what it's going to open up in order to show you um, Splunk. It doesn't have to be that way, but it's going off of what the default application is. If you wanted to be a little proactive and you wanted to make Google Chrome be your default browser, you can always do that. But in this case, it's just going to open up in the default browser and then show you the login page there. It's going to not actually go to a website for you to log in, but it just has a kind of like a standalone uh, web interface. And this web interface is local to your machine. So what does that mean is that if you put this on your particular laptop, if you go to another laptop that's in your house or if you have another one that's in your possession, you won't be able to see this software on that computer. Okay, it may use a browser, right? But it's not going to be on that computer. It's just going to be only local to the computer that you're installing it on. So keep that in mind that if you're trying to see it from another spot, then you probably want to think to yourself, how can I make this networked, this application be a network so I can get to it from multiple locations. Okay, so we're going to let this run through. And then we'll be able to log into it, and then we'll go on to the next part. All right, so that took a while, but it finally got through. All right, Enterprise was successfully installed. Launch the browser to Splunk Enterprise. So we're gonna go ahead and hit finish, and then you'll see it automatically goes into a browser, right? Now let's take a look at the URL up here. You see it says localhost. And then it has a colon 8,000. This colon says that it's using port 8,000 on your computer, right? And if you've been in any of my classes, you know that a computer can have up to 56,000 different ports on it. So in this case, Splunk is using a unused port in port 8,000 to show you this particular enterprise, web enterprise. Now we're going to go ahead and click in username, put in our username that we set it up with and the password that we set it up with. Okay. This is our first login. And I would, if it's a easy password that you set it up with, I will behoove you to go ahead and change that password, okay, to a more solid one, just for best practices, okay? But from here, all right, you got it installed. That's pretty much all I wanted to show in this particular video. We'll go into another video where we can add different applications to it and show you how to ingest some data into it. Okay. All right. See you in the next.